Let's talk about this lab called Mr.Phisher by TryHackMe. It's one of the recent rooms. Um, it says there is a suspicious email, and that email had a weird attachment, weird looking attachment, and the detail about the attachment is that it has macros enabled inside this attachment, which is a Word file. So here is the Word document, and inside this Word document there is a Visual Basic script embedded. Now, there's a tool that I would like to use to analyze the Visual Basic script, but that tool, I cannot run it on that Ubuntu machine on the target host, because I don't have access to install that tool. So what I will do first is I will move this file to my local host. And in order for me to move the file to my local host, I would be using a netcat session. So nc minus or dash lbnp 87. Basically, I'm opening up a listener on port 87. And on that listener, I will direct all the incoming traffic as an output to this file called Mr.Phisher.docm document file. So all the incoming traffic will become an output for that file, and I turned on my listener. Then I will go to my remote machine, target machine, or the remote machine. So I need to first see where I am now. Okay, I don't have, so I need to go up one level, go to this Mr.Phisher directory and see the contents. Okay, so I'm in the directory where this document is stored, Mr.Phisher.docm. So again, I will have a new netcat listener session. So I will transfer to my VPN IP on my local host. So 10.18.123.93, which is also mentioned on the top here, top right. And this time it will be an outgoing traffic for that file, Mr.Phisher. Okay, and I forgot to put down the port number, which is 87. Okay. Let's check on the local host. Yes, so the local host is connected to this remote machine. So I should have the file, not this one. I need to go to the directory. Okay. All right, so I should be able to see this file now as Mr.Phisher.docm. Well, what I will do first is I will look at the file command and make sure that I have it right signature as Microsoft Word document. Then the tool that I would like to introduce to you is called here OLE tools. I don't know if it's the right pronunciation. Basically, it's a Python script, and it has different versions for different purposes. And the one that I would like to use is called olevba. Let me see how I can go to cheat sheet and go to PDF. So that olevba is looking at the macro source codes embedded on Microsoft Office documents. And the use is very straightforward. I have this olevba command and some aspects with that, right? So let's use it in here. So olevba I just did that before starting this video. It shows that we have macro embedded, and these are the contents of this Visual Basic script. Right? So I took it, I copied it and put it to my Colab Python compiler. So we need to convert this to this Visual Basic script to Python, and it is a very easy process. The first line basically saying that small case a is an array, and array details are given here, so we will just change it to an array by putting a bracket to the end and to the beginning. Now it's an array, so I don't need that. And lowercase b is a string. So b is defined as a string. Okay. Now, what it does here is it goes for I values, and the range is the length of the array here. It's basically first executing an XOR operation. I'll talk about it. And then do a char operation and then append them together. So basically the string will be just get bigger and bigger. So it will get appended. So that's the command for appending on the string. And char is chr on in Python as well. So we will do this operation for every a value inside the array, and the caret sign is used for the XOR operation, and we'll do it for the I values. So that takes care of this part here. I think that's all what we need to do, right? And then if I print the string, I'll get the flag. So let's talk about this operation and the components very quick. Well, I have it here, an Excel file. So this caret sign, this XOR operation, is also labeled as or called as exclusive OR operation. And the operation is very straightforward. If we have two inputs. If the inputs are the same, then it returns false. If the inputs are different, then it returns true, right? So in other words, so 1 XOR 1, since the two inputs are the same, the result is a false. 1, 0 or 0, 1, in these two cases, the inputs are not the same, so the results are true. And in the first one, the inputs are both 0, they are the same, so it is again a false outcome, all right? So it is this XOR operation is performed typically between two binary numbers bitwise. So what I mean by that, in this first loop, we will be repeating the same calculation for every a value here, and I'm doing it for the first 4 values. So the first a value with an index of 0, a0, is 102. So if you write this 102 in binary form, it is 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, right? And the first element of the I is I0, so it is a 0 completely. So the binary numbers are here. If you perform the XOR operation, these two inputs are the same, so it comes false. These inputs are different, so the end result is are true for both cases. False, false, true, true, false. And if you convert this end result to a decimal, you get 102, meaning that X or operation for 102 and 0 as two decimals equals to 102. And if you look at the second element for this array, which is 109, 109 in binary form is this, and 1 in binary form is all zeros except for the last one as 1. And if you do the XOR operation, that's your end result. And if you convert this binary to the decimal, that's what you get, 108. And for the third element, 97, fourth element, 103. And you will repeat it for the whole elements of this array A, right? Now, the next step is, once you do that, you will do this char operation. And char operation is a very straightforward operation. Basically, it takes the integers and changes to a Unicode character. So each character has a code. And we are familiar with the ASCII code because ASCII code is more commonly used for the known types of fonts, right? But Unicode, or let's say ASCII code, is a subset of the Unicode. It covers some of the characters that most of the characters that we don't really use on typical cases. So let's try to do this char operation manually for the first 4 cases. So the end result for the first elements in the array and I value was 102. And if you look at the decimal value for 102 here, I'm sorry, this is not that. Okay, I think I need to, there you go. Okay, now it makes sense. I wasn't showing the whole table, so I thought I was missing it, but it's not that, it's just not completely shown. So let me make it much bigger now. Okay, now it makes sense. Okay, so the decimal number is 102, and this 102 here, decimal number 102, corresponds to letter F. So the first element of this string B is an F, right? The second element has a decimal value 108, and 108 as decimal, if it's converted to a Unicode, it becomes L. So the second element is L. Third element is 97. 97 is an lowercase a, it's here. And the fourth element is 103, that's the G. So the first 4 letters shows us the keyword flag, and then we have the rest of the flag through this operation. And I think that's all we have to look at for this Mr. Phisher assignment. Thanks for your time.